That was a slow morning of swimming. I've been so excited. Anticipation has been so high for this Paris 2024 Olympics. And I just thought the first prelim session this morning was going to come and hit us out the gate with some world-class times, some phenomenal battles, and already starting to push close to some records. But that was nothing but the case. The swimming was really slow. Everyone's talking about it. Was the pool too long? Was the depth too shallow? You know, normally pools at these sort of meets are 3 meters, and for some reason this one's 2.15. To me, that can't be enough to contribute to such a slow prelim sessions, but I've had coaches there saying it's an issue, texting me that. So maybe it is. Maybe the pool genuinely is 51 meters. What a shocker that would be. But they're slower than we wanted. You know, just take the men's 100 breaststroke, for example. 59.0 is the fastest into the semi-finals. In Tokyo, we had 57s. In Fukuoka last year at World Champs, we had 58s. And now 59.0 is the best of the best this morning. That's a little bit worrying for me. I'm hoping that everyone was just doing enough to get it through to the next round. And for the most part, there wasn't any crazy misses. And after every session of the Olympics, I'm going to make a recap video where I talk about what happened, who made it through, what the times were, who won medals, and who missed out. So if you want to see more of that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and if you want to support me further, check out my website, www.theswimsuitguy.co.uk. Before we get into the races though, I do want to talk about one other thing that was seemingly an issue this morning, and that was the broadcast. Every broadcast you will see, doesn't matter where you are in the world, you will see the same visuals, you'll see the same graphics, you'll see the same race footage, you'll see the same shots, you will just have different commentary. So I was personally watching it in the UK via the Eurosport broadcast, which I watched through Discovery Plus. And if you're in the UK and you want to know how to watch every live session, go to Discovery Plus. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I paid $3.99 like you will to watch every live session of swimming. But I saw all the races. The race footage was fine. But at first we had a laggy clock. So you're like, oh my God. In Heat 1, I was like, oh my God, Helena, who was on Energy Stand. I was like, Helena's going 56. And then she went 58.6. And then we didn't see who comes second or third in each heat. We didn't see the results of the heats after it. We didn't see a recap of the who made it through. It was just tragic. And the commentary was struggling as well because they were seeing the same thing as I was seeing. They weren't getting the times as well because the venue was having issues. So the commentary would be like, oh, are we going to see a sub 4 minutes? Oh, no, it's 4:03. Like, that's tragic, right? This is the Olympic Games, and I'm seeing worse broadcast than I would for the county championships at the Plymouth Life Centre across the road from me. So that's an issue. And it did get better through the session. It did get neatened up. But still, we shouldn't have these issues on the first session of the Olympics. They should have done a test run. They should have experts sorting that out. But anyhow, it got better by the end, and we did see some moments of awesome swimming, most especially with Lucas Martins. But without further ado, let's quickly breeze through each of the results this morning in the heats, the first heat session of the Paris Olympics. And we started off with the women's 100 fly. We had 2 women's events back to back. First women's session, 56.5, Zhang Yufei, first seed into the semi-final, and it took 57.90 by Kiana McInnes, Britain, to get through. She was 16th. Just to clarify, 57.9 to make it through is very fast. So the depth was really good, but 56.5 was not great at the top end. Mizuki Hirai, second seed from Japan. I've not heard of her, so that would be the only surprise. Outside of that, Tori Husk third, Gretchen Walsh fourth, Emma McKeon fifth, world champion from Doha, Angelina Kohler sixth, and defending Olympic champion Maggie McNeil seventh. Of all them swims, I'd say Gretchen Walsh looked the most edgy. She tightened up a lot at the end there, and I don't think it was by choice. So she went out the quickest and did not come back well at all in 30.7 for a 56.7, which is well off her world record and way slower than she went at the heats at the US trials about a month ago. That was followed up by the women's 400 freestyle. In the first of the seeded heats, we had Summer and Erica Fairweather go head-to-head, with Erica winning that tussle with a 4:02.5 to 4:02.6. And then the second of the seeded heats, we had Ledecky and Titmus, with Ledecky winning that battle with a 4:02.1 to a 4:02.4. It's kind of funny because I think Summer will smash Erica later and Arnie will smash Katie later. Katie does generally like to go really fast in the heat. She's normally 4:00, and here she was 4:02. Again, why people are getting worried about this being a slow pull. But bottom line, 4:03 to make it back. I mean, Bingji Lee was the big miss of this. 4:03.9, did not make it back to the Olympic final. She's the world record holder short course. She's a great talent. So, you know, there's misses, but the main girls, Erica, Arnie, Katie and Summer, done what they needed to do to make it to the final tonight. And then we got the first of the men's races. And that's the main thing with this men's race, with the exception of one miss. Everyone who you would want to make the final, everyone you would expect to make the final, made the final. Well, sorry, semi-final in this matter. But they did so in a slow matter. So 59.0 by Kasper Kubowi's first seed, with Adam Peaty second and Ilya Shimanovic in third. Peaty looked like he was tying up as well. I'd like to think he was easing off. Looked like he was tying up. Ilya come back much nicer and a few lanes over than him. They went 59.1 and 59.2. We then had, you know, Ron Polonsky 16th, 1:00:00:00:00 to make it through in 16th. That's actually quicker than the last few major meets, or every major meet ever. We nearly had 59 to make the semis. That's great. That's really good. That's fast. The big miss, Sam Williamson, 58 Australian trials, 60.5 here. Looked terrible. Went out slow, come back even slower. He's gone. He's done. Yeah, James Wilby from Bren looked like he had a great effort, really come back nicely for 59.4. That's the season best for him. And the two Germans, Melvin and Lucas, rounded out the top 8. And then we had the men's 400 freestyle. First of all, not in a seeded heat, we had Fei Luwei of China look brilliant. 3:44.6. Blew away the third heat, looked great, could be a medal threat later. In fact, his third seed, he's definitely a medal threat. Also good, Brazilian Gui Costa, 3:44.2. But Lucas Martins and Elijah Winnington looked phenomenal. They went in the last heat and they were blasting. 52.1 at 100 for Martins, 1:48.6 for 200 for Martins. And he was only, I mean, Elijah was actually first at 200, 1:48.5. They were neck and neck. Lucas looked a lot easier and a lot better, but I think them two are going to push each other to a phenomenal swim later, and dare I say it, a world record, which surely would shut up claims that this pool is actually slow. Aaron Shackle made it back. There was a while we thought Kim Woo-min, the defending champion from Doha Worlds, was going to get knocked out, but he made it through 7th, and 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th were all big misses, with Ahmed Jaoudi of Tunisia. Everyone thought he might be the second coming of Hafnawi, but he's out. Kieran Smith, USA, out. Danis Rapsis, Lithuania, out. And Lucas Henvo of Belgium. They're all gone. They will not be swimming later. And then we had the two relays. And first of all, we had the women's relays. Pretty standard affair. Australia miles ahead. USA second, China third. But the main splits I want to talk about are Emma McKeon, anchoring in 51.94, very fast. And Sarah Sjostrom, who is, of course, doing the individual 100 freestyle, 51.9 on the second leg, looking very comfortable. GB did not look great. We had a 54 from Anna on the lead-off, and a 54.7 from Lucy Hope. I'm hoping we can swap her out for literally anybody later, because 54.7 is slow. But Eva Akara, the 17-year-old from Repton, looked brilliant on the second leg. 53.8. That's a serious swim, and that's where we want the British women sprinting to be going. So Ash Morris at Repton has done a brilliant job with her. Canada made it through 6th with Penny Alexiak missing the A cut once again with 53.7. She's been 53.7 like 100 times this year now. And Denmark, Brazil, Hungary, Netherlands. Netherlands missing, I think, is a big miss, but their team is not exactly stacked. They don't have Ranami and Femke anymore. Outside of that, like Australia, like a lot of 53s, like take Australia, 53.9, 53.4, 52.2 from Meg Harris is good, and 51.9. And USA, 53.6, 53.2, 53.8, 52.6 from Kate Douglas, but like they're not great times. And I think the men's 400 was maybe the most disappointing for me. I'd said to a few people, we need to see some 46s. Like 46s show that people are swimming fast and the pool's normal. Normally you've got two things going on. You need to make the final, so if you're good enough to go 46 and get your team in the final, you will. But also you're fighting for a spot on the relay because you might get subbed out later. So you normally see really fast Australian and American splits. Let me just take you through the Australian splits. 48.5, 48.3, 47.9, and only Cole Chalmers going 47.4, which is not even that great. And he looked great. 47.4 is not that great. Another one who looked great was Hunter Armstrong, the only 47 on the American team. Looked phenomenal. It was 47.5. I mean, the rest of the team held 48.5. Matt King, 48.4. Jesus. Dressel on the anchor, 48.1. Oh, God, he looks small at the end of that. I pray he was easing off. And normally we'd get like 5, 6, maybe 7 46s. We had one 46 from the whole prelim session, and that was the world record holder, Pan Zhan Li, 46.98 for the 146. Britain in third, 48.6, 47.9, 47.9, 48.0. I mean, Spain and Brazil missing out. I don't think they're massive misses. Brazil was probably a fair miss, but looked very conservative. I hope you enjoyed my first recap. As I said, please hit the like button if you did. I'm going to be doing a live show with Brett Hawke and the rest of the gang during finals. So we're going to go live. We're going to chat with you. So come and join in for that. And then I'll be doing another one of these after the finals where I recap all the races. Doing one of these every session. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep them coming. Let us know in the comments what you thought. Was the meet slow? Was it a bad morning heat? Or was everyone just doing enough to make it back to the semi-final or the final, which is the only goal of the heats? You don't need to set the world on fire. So maybe I'm overreacting, we're all overreacting, and it's going to be a brilliant night tonight. I'm excited either way. I hope you are too. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.